Hello everyone and Happy New Year! I hope you're having a very great time in transitioning from 2025 to 2026. If you have set goals, then great. And if you have not set goals, then this is the right time. This is the day you can set your goals right now and transition into 2026 with a very clear vision. Hi, my name is Neetu and I am a second year psychology student. My mission via this channel is to make psychological hacks, theories, and facts available to people, to everyone for everyday use because psychology is something that is being used literally everywhere, like in schools, in how you behave, in social settings, in marketings as well, in sales. Like, just say one thing when any area where it is not being used. It is literally everywhere because psychology is all about your behavior, your thoughts, and that's what it makes something very important to learn because unfortunately this is not something that we learn in schools, but we have to learn it, and I will be your friend, guiding you how to improve in your daily life, how to improve your behavior, how to improve your cognition, and even the environment, because that is the core of everything that you are experiencing or something that you are reacting to. So, let's move on. Let's move ahead with the episode. Yay, yay! I'm super hyped. Okay. Just a brief disclaimer, this channel is only about basic theories and hacks that you can apply. If you're struggling with emotional distress, major life crisis, changes, or specific mental health conditions like anxiety, depression, or trauma, unhealthy patterns, or significant functional difficulty, please seek professional help. This channel does not provide clinical treatment or support. Thank you for watching. So today's episode is all about goal settings, how to do goal settings, why these are important, and how to actually follow through them, because that is the major deal, that is the major issue that comes up when this new year energy wears off, and that is the time when you will need part of this video, because today I am just gonna talk about how to set goals. The next video is gonna be about how to follow through your goals. So be with me. If you have set goals, then you can wait for the next video. If you have not set goals, then this is the video for you. Watch this, set your goals, even if it is just one goal, even if it is just as minor as maybe completing 10,000 steps a day, maybe as minor as drinking 3 liters of waters a day. It doesn't matter how big or small of a goal it is. The thing that we are focusing on today is building self-esteem, because when you set a goal and when you achieve a goal, boost your self-esteem to a next level, that you want to achieve more goals, that you want to set more goals and you want to achieve them, and then eventually you become a better version of yourself. The first question is, what are goals actually? Because you might be hearing every day, especially at this time of the year, that goal settings, how to do that, why to do that. But what are goals? So here is the basic definition that I can give you about goals. It's not from a perspective of goals, but it's about how we solve a problem, because that is what I believe a goal is when I learned about problem solving. Whenever you have a problem, and a problem is not something that you are suffering from, doesn't have to be something that you are, something that is making you worry or something like that, but the problem could be something that a statement, a situation, environment, anything that you want to change to achieve to some certain goal state. So you are at a stage, let's say you are at initial state A and you want to reach to a goal state B. The final state that you are deciding that you want to be there, that is basically the goal, and that's what we are going to set. The second question is, let's say we understand, okay, that this is the goal, this is the goal state, the last state or something that we want to achieve. But how do we set goals? Or I mean, yeah, right. How do we set goals? How do we select the right goals for us? Because it's very easy in this current era of technology bombarding information that you must be getting, that you should get healthy, you should lose weight, you should gain weight, you should eat more protein, you should I don't know what not, but there are so many people who are telling you on the internet to do what they are saying, that you should do this, you should do that. But what should you actually do? And this is something that you have to decide for yourself. So, goal setting should be according to what is relevant to you and not something that everyone is saying you to do. Because there's a very little saying that my dad has been saying, that suno sabki karo apni. So basically, listen to everyone's advice, but do what is good for you, relevant to you, what you want to do. This is the basic rule that we are gonna follow on this channel. That we are gonna only implement what we want to do, what is relevant to us, not what the world is doing, the world is saying. That is something that why we do that we'll talk about in upcoming videos. There's so much of psychology that we need to discuss, and I'm so excited about it. Okay, moving on. So the other day I was watching Mel Robbins podcast, and she talked about that you should look at your photos and journals to actually see what you have achieved, what you have like failed at. So basically just going through your whole year to see where you were. That so that will give you your initial state, that this is where you are right now, that and where you want to be in 2026 is something that you can only decide when you know your initial state. Because let's say if you want, if even if you have a very detailed defined map, but if you don't know where you are right now on the map, you cannot go to the goal state. You just can't. You can't start a journey without knowing where you are, because which direction will you follow? You don't know where you are on the map, right? So that's why we need to know where you are right now. And following her advice, what we do in the first step is that we will look at our photos. And if you are someone who journals, then this is the right time to use your journal. The all the hard work that you put in for the whole year to journal it, whatever your thoughts, environment, reactions, achievements, whatever it is, just go through it as fast as you can. And if it's really great, if you have created a highlight already, then it's really amazing. You can complete your goal setting as fast. So if you have not done that, I would advise, even if you don't journal, just journal the highlights. If you are someone that feels like I cannot write a whole page of journaling, don't do that. No worries. Everyone is different. Some people like to journal everything that they are thinking, everything they are doing. But if you don't have time, or if you don't want to do that, what you can simply do is create highlights. That's it. Just mention the highlight of the day. You don't really have to write the whole feeling that you're having, or whole event, how was it, how you felt. You don't have to write it. Just keep highlights. And if you don't have that, you can go to the photos, because that's similar to highlights. Because when we like something, when we connect with something deeply, we want to capture it. And the one way to capture it nowadays is to click photos. So you can go to the photos and see what was happening throughout the year. For me, if I look at my phone, I cannot actually look at my phone right now, but for me, the first thing that I did, the highlight of my year, was enrolling in psychology program, which was a major highlight for me. Because starting this channel was something that I wanted to do for a long time, but I was unable to do. Is I want to talk about the self development, the personal growth things that I was doing, but I really didn't have the core knowledge of it. So I couldn't actually say anything about personal development on online platforms. So that is why I enrolled in psychology, and that was the best decision that I made. I have learned so many things that I have applied on myself the whole year. Very basic, happy living core personal development thing. So, uh, you can do that too. So, I will be sharing on my channel all those tricks and hacks. If you want to learn about that, please subscribe. That's good for you. Okay. Once you have gone through the highlights, you know what your initial state is. Now we'll define what is your goal state, because you're right now, let's say if there is a highlight which you liked so much, let's say for my example, I loved enrolling in psychology, learning about psychology the whole year. So for me, continuing that is the major goal for me in 2026. I mean, reading more books on that. I mean, reading lots of extra resources other than my course books is something that I'm gonna do this year, because that was something that really made me feel like I had achieved something. Other than this, if there's something, let's say if you have failed at or didn't feel so good, so that is something that you really want to avoid. It could be something like maybe you were invited to some gatherings and you didn't like that. You're gonna avoid that. Avoid, maybe cancel that. Avoiding is not a good thing. Let's cancel that, because canceling is informing that other person as well that you're not interested in it, so it gives them also a closure. So that's what we are gonna do. If there's something that was not exciting or something that was not actually making you happy, we stop that. That's the goal. Step 3 is deciding what were the things you complained about the most the whole year, and something that you have admired in others, because those are the qualities that you want to, those are the things that you really want to cut off, or the things that you really want to add in your life. So the how you can do this is basically look at your whole past year. If you can, if you have journals, if you can ask a friend, what a friend or family, that what were the things I complained about the most this year, if you can't remember it, they would surely be able to tell you that, because they were the one listening it and they had that memory of it. They know how bad it was for you. So if you don't remember it, ask your family and friends. They will tell you what was the thing that you were complaining about the most. I am imagining, I am assuming that you know what are the things you admire in the most. Admire others, admire things in others. And if you don't, I would suggest what are the YouTube channels you have liked, what are the Instagram channels you have liked, because those are the things that you admire in others. It is something that you can, or if you want to add that in your life, reflect on it for a few time and see if that is something that you want to add in you. So if I talk about what I have liked or admired in other, was I was watching this YouTuber, Samurai Matcha, who talks about minimalist living and Japanese culture, and I'm so all about Japanese culture. I love it. So that was something that I admired, those methods, those principles, and those are the things that I am gonna apply in my life. The thing that I have complained about the most, I would say it would be not working out, because last year my goal was to lose weight and work out, but because of so many excuses, I actually didn't work out. Let's move on to the next step, which is listing your bad habits. What are the bad habits that you had this whole year, and you have to let go of this? It won't be easy, but it's necessary. Even if it's just one bad habit, then that you can tell yourself that it is a bad habit that you want to let go, then you should really consider letting go of any bad habit that you have, because we are not perfect. We are humans. Everyone has some sort of bad habit, and mine is binge watching animes. That is something that I have to let go of. I have to, not just have to, this is the wrong language. I want to let go of watching animes. Next, what are the good habits that you want to add? So everyone want good habits. Who doesn't? My good habit would be same as the things that I have admired in others, the thing that I have, that the things that could solve my complaints. So basically working out. So step 5 is very basic that everyone follows in their I think in corporates, especially when you do the self evaluation. I don't know about you, but I have done that for years when I was working in my previous company. So there was this self evaluation question, which was very simple, very basic, three main questions, which is what is something that you want to stop doing, what is something that you want to continue doing, and what is something that you want to start doing. So these are the three questions that we are going to answer to find our goal state, and how we are going to how we are going to achieve those goal states are basically be defined by these three questions. What are the things that you want to stop doing? Because stop doing things are basically the bad habits, the excuses that have stopped you till now to not achieve those goals. So these are the habits that we are going to stop. These are the actions, these are the behaviors, these are the thoughts that we are going to stop doing. The stop doing things for me are that I want to stop making excuses when it comes to working out. That's really something I should really stop doing. I'm good at making excuses when it comes to working out. Okay, so the other thing is that how what are the things that you want to continue doing? So the things that I want to continue doing are reading is something that I want to continue doing, reading and studying, because I am really interested in that, and it really boosts my self-esteem. And when I gain some knowledge and I can apply in my life, it makes me proud of me. So I'm gonna continue doing that. Other than what is the thing that you can start doing according to your goals? So for me, the thing that I can start doing is actually doing workouts. Here are some basic examples that I've given you, but according to your own goal states and what you want to start doing, you can just accordingly do that. See for yourself what is something that is relevant to you, what are the actions, thoughts, and environment that you want to stop, continue, or start doing. Okay, we are at this second last step, which is setting goals. So till now we have listed the basic categories of the goals. These are very vague statements that I want to lose weight, I want to work out, I want to wake up early, I want to continue reading. But the question is that those are very vague. Those are very vague statements that don't really clarify the things that what your goals should. So what we do is we set smart goals. Basically means we are gonna be very specific that if I wanna lose weight, that this is the exact goal, this is the exact weight that I want to achieve, or this is the amount of weight that I want to lose. So being very specific about it. Then the next one is making sure that your goal is measurable, because when the goal is measurable, then you can continue to step 6, which I'll talk about later. And then you have to make sure that your goal is attainable. It has to be attainable. If you have the initial state and you have the goal state, now the thing is you have to make sure that the goal that you're setting so the specific goal that you're setting for this year is attainable in those 12 years. It should not be something that needs 5 years, 3 years of time, and you're saying that you will do in 1 year, because that will put a lot of pressure on you, which makes the goal not attainable, which will lead to procrastination, which will lead you to make excuses because it's so heavy that you don't want to carry. So make your goal attainable, something that you can achieve. Then what we do is we make it relatable. So obviously if you have followed the previous steps, this goal that you are setting right now is obviously relatable to you, because that is something coming from your own past 1 year. See, it's easy. So the last one is time bound. So you have to set a deadline for these goals. Okay, if it is something that can be achieved in 6 months, you should really do not, you really don't have to give that whole year, because that will make you only delay the goal. Instead, what you can do is set a deadline, what you're gonna do at what time, then do it. Okay, I'm gonna add one more step. This is something that I learned last year in psychology. It is basically a problem solving strategy. And here, right now, the problem is this is the initial state, this is the goal state, and whatever the distance between this initial and goal state is the problem. And what we do in means and analysis is we break down the problem into smaller problems, into we break down the big goal into smaller sub goals. So how do we do that? So let's say if you want to lose 12 kg or 10 kg of weight, considering the time that you can provide and the efforts that you can add right now, because this is something that you're doing for the first time, you should really you should divide that into sub goals. Let's say for 1 month you're gonna lose 1 kg. That is the very basic target. That is very basic. I would say that this is something really achievable, relatable to your goal, and it's measurable as well, and it's very specific, so it automatically makes your goal smart, also ensuring that this is something that you can achieve. Once you achieve it, you will be so excited to lose another 1 kg, just breaking down your problem, but it is also boosting your problem solving skills and your own abilities, the confidence in your abilities, confidence in achieving something. You're boosting that, you're boosting your self-esteem with breaking down your problems. And it doesn't have to be like it doesn't have to be something that you achieve in a whole year, but even if you're making a goal for 6 months, you can still break it down for every month, for every week. The exercise that you're gonna do, the workouts that you're gonna do, you can lay out a whole plan that break downs the goal from a very big picture, a very big vision, to something small steps that you can do daily. And you just have to worry about the daily steps, nothing else. You don't have to worry about the goal right now. What is right in front of you, you care about that only, you do that only, that's it. So this makes your goal not only easy to achieve, but something that you do want to do, that you don't want to escape, because it's easy. So the last step is tracking your habits, because this is something that will remind you every single day that you have a goal. Okay, we are humans and our brains are designed to forget, not to memorize. So, keeping that in mind, you have to ensure that you remind yourself, your system reminds yourself every single day that you have this particular thing to do to achieve the goal that you set. So, that is something that your trackers will do. And about how to set a trackers, how to do that whole process, I'll be telling you in the next video. And this will be only possible if you make your goal measurable. If your goal is not measurable, you cannot track your progress. So, why tracking progress is important? Because when you check that, okay, I have achieved 50% of the goal, I have achieved 10% of the goal, it's something that gives you more of energy, more of self-esteem, energy in you, that you want to achieve more, that you want to do more. And that is the feeling that we want to make sure that we complete our goals and we achieve our goals. So this is for now. If you like this video and if you learned something new from this video, give it a thumbs up. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you learned something new, and that matters the most to me. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up, share it with someone you want to make them learn about goal setting, and set your goals. Set your goals right now. This is the right time. This is the hype time. Set your goals. Now, if you want to learn more about the psychological hacks that I'm going to sharing in upcoming videos, then you can like and subscribe to the channel. Hit the bell icon to make sure that you receive the notification of the videos that I'm gonna post.